Have you ever wondered why love feels so incredibly strong in the beginning, but years later it feels distant, forced, or even completely empty? So many people ask the same question. Did we fall out of love? But I think we're asking the wrong question. The real question we should be asking is, why does love fade in the first place? What's the process? What are the warning signs? Today, I'm breaking down 5 real, tangible reasons why love fades in long-term relationships, and trust me, reason number 5 is the one most couples realize way too late. If you're in a relationship, married, or even just thinking about a future with someone, you need to stay until the end of this video. What you learn today could completely change how you see love and, more importantly, how you protect it. Let's dive into the first big reason: unrealistic expectations. We've all been there. The beginning of a relationship feels like a movie. The texts are constant, the dates are magical, and the effort seems completely effortless. It's the honeymoon phase, and it's intoxicating. You feel seen, adored, and completely understood. The problem isn't the honeymoon phase itself. The problem is expecting it to last forever. Love often starts to fade when our expectations of what a relationship should be collide head-on with the reality of what it is. In the beginning, your partner is your entire world. You prioritize each other above everything else. But over time, real life inevitably shows up. Stress from work, family obligations, personal challenges, and just the simple, mundane routine of daily living. When people expect romance to always feel like a Hollywood movie, they mistake these normal, predictable relationship phases for failure. They think, this doesn't feel like it used to, so something must be wrong. That thought is the seed of disappointment. And when disappointment is watered day after day, love starts to weaken. The key isn't to avoid reality, it's to adjust your expectations. Hell, love isn't about maintaining a constant state of euphoria. It's about finding beauty, connection, and security in the ordinary moments, even when life isn't a fairy tale. Now, let's talk about the second reason, which is a big one: hidden differences. I'm sure you've heard the phrase, people change after they get married. I'm going to challenge that. Most people do unfundamentally change after marriage or after moving in together. They simply stop trying to be the best version of themselves all the time. They reveal who they really are. During the dating phase, we're all on our best behavior. We're more patient, more accommodating, more agreeable. We subconsciously hide the parts of ourselves we worry our partner might not like, but you can only wear a mask for so long. Eventually, the real you comes out. Suddenly, those small quirks you once found endearing become major annoyances. You start to see the real differences in your core values, your communication styles, your financial habits, and your emotional needs. Maybe one of you is a saver and the other is a spender. Maybe one needs a lot of alone time to recharge, while the other craves constant connection. When these differences surface, many couples panic. They think, we're just too different, we're incompatible. They conclude that the love must be gone. But here's the truth. Incompatibility isn't the problem. A lack of skill in managing your differences is the problem. Every single couple on this planet has differences. Successful couples aren't the ones who are perfectly matched. They're the ones who have learned how to respect, negotiate, and bridge their differences. Seeing your differences as a sign that love is gone is a mistake. In reality, it's a sign that growth is required. It's an invitation to learn how to love the whole person, not just the idealized version you met. This brings us to reason number 3, and it's all about how you navigate those differences. Poor conflict handling. Here's a vital truth about relationships. Arguments don't destroy love. How you argue does. Disagreements are normal and even healthy. They mean you're two different individuals with your own thoughts and feelings. The problem arises when disagreements turn toxic. When a simple discussion escalates into a battle, emotional safety is the first casualty. Think about it. Love cannot survive, let alone thrive, in an environment where you feel constantly judged, criticized, or attacked. Toxic conflict patterns include things like criticism, where you attack your partner's character instead of addressing the specific issue. For example, saying "you're so lazy" instead of "I feel stressed" when the dishes are left in the sink. Another one is contempt rolling your eyes, using sarcasm, or mocking your partner. Contempt is like poison to a relationship because it communicates disgust and superiority. Then there's defensiveness, where you refuse to take any responsibility and instead make excuses or blame your partner. And finally, there's stonewalling, completely shutting down, giving the silent treatment, and refusing to engage. When conflicts are handled this way, partners don't feel heard. They feel hurt. Over time, they learn that bringing up an issue will only lead to pain, so they stop trying. The problems don't go away. They just go underground, where they fester and breed resentment. This resentment slowly erodes the foundation of love until there's nothing left but bitterness. Healthy couples argue, but they do it with respect. They aim for understanding, not victory. Next up is reason number 4, which is arguably more dangerous than fighting. Emotional withdrawal. One of the most dangerous and deceptive signs that love is fading isn't loud, angry, fighting at silence. It's when you stop caring enough to even argue. This is emotional withdrawal, and it's a silent killer of relationships. It happens when the effort just stops. The good morning texts disappear. The how was your day conversations become shallow, one-word exchanges. You stop planning dates. You stop dreaming about the future together. You start living parallel lives under the same roof. You're physically present, but emotionally, you've checked out. This is a state of indifference. Indifference is quiet, but it's absolutely deadly. It's the opposite of love. The opposite of love isn't hate. Hate is still a powerful emotion that shows you care on some level. The true opposite of love is apathy. It's the feeling of I just don't care anymore. When one or both partners emotionally withdraw, the connection starves. A relationship is a living thing. It needs to be fed with attention, affection, and shared experiences. When you stop feeding it, it slowly dies. Many couples in this stage tell themselves they are just keeping the peace by avoiding difficult topics. But they're not keeping the peace. They're presiding over the slow, quiet death of their love. If you recognize this silence in your own relationship, it's a massive red flag that needs immediate attention. And finally, we've arrived at reason number 5. This is the one that so many people ignore until it's too late. Life pressures take over. Think of your relationship as a small, precious flame. In the beginning, you protect it from the wind. You cup your hands around it, you nurture it, and you make sure it stays burning brightly. But as time goes on, life throws storms at you. Financial stress, the exhaustion of parenting, health issues, demanding careers, betrayals of trust, a lack of physical intimacy. These are the powerful winds that threaten to extinguish the flame. Love fades when couples stop actively protecting their relationship from these external pressures. They get so caught up in paying the bills, raising the kids, and just surviving the day-to-day grind that they forget to nurture the relationship. The relationship gets put on the back burner. It becomes the last thing on the to-do list, and often, it never gets checked off. Couples assume their love is strong enough to withstand anything on its own, but it's not. Love is not a self-sustaining force. It requires intentional, consistent effort. If your love is not intentionally nurtured, it will always lose the battle against stress and life's demands. Protecting your relationship means carving out time for each other, no matter how busy you are. It means continuing to communicate even when you're tired. It means making your partner and your connection a non-negotiable priority. You have to treat your relationship like a garden. If you stop watering it, it doesn't matter how beautiful it once was. Weeds will grow, and eventually it will wither. So, what does all of this mean? Seeing love fade doesn't necessarily mean the love has failed or that it was never real. More often than not, it means that attention, skills, and effort were missing. The good news is that these are all things you can learn and practice. You can learn to manage expectations, navigate differences, handle conflict constructively, re-engage emotionally, and protect your bond from life's pressures. Love doesn't just disappear overnight. It fades slowly when it's no longer prioritized, nurtured, and protected. It's a series of small, seemingly insignificant moments of neglect that add up over time. If this video helped you understand relationships a little better, please give it a like, subscribe for more content like this, and share it with someone you know who might need to hear this message. And I want to hear from you. Comment below. Which of these 5 reasons do you think destroys love the fastest? Let's start a conversation. Thank you so much for watching. Remember to take care of your love.